Mick Corrigan here from Action Coach. I'm with today Jason McLemon, and Jason is the owner of Timber Tree Services. Welcome, Jason. Lovely to speak to you.
Good afternoon. How are you doing? You okay? Thanks for having me on board.
I'm really good, thank you. Really good, thank you. Good. So, Jason, tell us a bit about Timber Tree Services.
Yeah, so I'm Jason from Timber Tree Services. We're a specialist tree care company situated on the Fylde coast. We cover the whole of Lancashire. Primarily, we specialise in tree care, but that extends to wider grass cutting and green space management services across the Fylde coast. So that's Jason from Timber Tree Services.
And what type of customers do you have generally? What are the main types and the best types?
Yeah, so currently under Timber Tree Services, we operate business to business and residential and commercial. So we offer a wide plethora of services to those customer base. At the moment, at this stage of the business, we're currently about 50-50 of business clients and residential clients. In the past, we've had more residential clients than contractual. However, some of those contractual businesses have been extremely large. So there's a good balance there. But like I said, is that at the moment we're looking for more business contacts doing the commercial works, but the residential just sort of keeps us ticking over on a regular basis, where the contractual stuff is more yearly. At the moment, we've got a couple of good contracts in tender at the moment, and they're associated with hospital grounds. So just to give you an example of what we're doing, we're looking at hospital grounds, care homes, things like that. They're sort of a client base that we're interested in from a commercial side, and anywhere with wide open spaces. So that could extend itself to cricket pitches, football pitches, good wide open spaces, anywhere that people have got a liability for public accessible area with trees and grounds, basically.
Brilliant. And what would you say, Jason, differentiates your business from other options that might be out there?
I think specifically is people buying into me. I think I'm a little bit of a cheeky character, and I think I'm the brand. So at the moment, we've got the Tree Monkey brand going through our company website because I'm the Tree Monkey, and the other character is Squirrel. So we've got the Adventures of Tree Monkey and Squirrel. So a little bit of comedy in there, but that's our branding. We also have a bit of company merch on the go as well. That's in the background. But certainly it's our professional approach. I'm very, not only that I can do the work to a very specific standard, I've been very highly trained. So I did my training over in Cheshire with a guy called Stan Cadman. So I've learned the craft. So I did like an old school way of approach to learning my field, was that I went and learned the trade and then took my qualifications so that I knew what I was doing. And that really does set me apart in the area, because certainly from a business perspective in the Fylde coast, you have a lot of people out there that are landscapers that are trying to encroach onto tree works. And it's only because they're interested in business and they're trying to develop themselves in business. However, that you can see the difference in skill sets when you're doing those sorts of works. So I think what sets me apart is one that I can actually bring a professional approach, knowledgeable approach, and actually deliver the business that's being requested for at the end of it.
And trees are important, aren't they?
They are massively. I mean, at the moment, specifically, I think one of the issues that we're facing at the moment is ash dieback. We're currently on the verge of losing about 90% of the species within the UK for a fungal infection with a disease. And that's going to hit the UK quite hard. Now, it's been established, ash dieback, since 2005. It was first recognised, so it's well documented in 2009. But at the moment, across the country, it's originated from Asia, and it's going through the country quite a lot. So we're trying to protect the species at the moment, because there's a good possibility we could lose a good percentage of those species. They're calculating that about 95%. So, but yeah, they are important to all our environments.
And I love going back a bit. I love the Tree Monkey. How did that come about?
Yeah. So it's quite funny. So I've specifically, I like wearing sunglasses. So this is pretty much me. So Tree Monkey is because I like to climb trees and I'm like a monkey. And I had an individual that used to work with us periodically, a subcontractor, and he looked like a squirrel because he had a big ginger beard, and it went from there. So Eventually, our intention is we want to create a children's storybook of the adventures of Tree Monkey and Squirrel. So that's why there's like cartoon characters on my website of Tree Monkey and Squirrel. So we're going to diverse into opening up a little children's book, just to talk about wildlife and ecology, and just put it out there to young people to get them interested in the world of wildlife and trees. So
Brilliant.
that's where we're with that.
I love that. I love that. Because, well, the next thing I was going to ask you was, what does the future look like? That's part of it. What else is happening?
So at the moment, the future looks like, the main thing is that we're growing the business. Obviously looking at all options. Where I'm at the moment, we've built the website, rebranded, and then obviously we've done everything we can at this moment in stage. But we feel that we're at a good solid base online. Online presence is building. SEO takes time. We do all that ourselves in house. I've got good knowledge of that. That's building up. It just takes time to build that. So the website's been rebranded, done a little bit, maybe to do a little bit of tweaks. Obviously, have some fun with the Tree Monkey and Squirrel with the branding, and releasing the clothing sort of merch as well. So that's in the process, but that's more of just sort of like, it's a gimmick more than anything. But it's a nice thing to have, because I'll wear the clothing, but it might be something nice that I can give customers if they've got children. Give them a T-shirt, things like that. Just options to encourage people to look at the business. But then obviously the book. In terms of business, I think where I'm at the moment, trying to generate more business leads is my priority. In the past, it's been proven very difficult to obtain good business contracts, and that's one of the things that I want to focus on. Is that's where the security comes in business. The residential is sort of ad hoc work, and it's just trying to get the right businesses. What I find is that the people have had people before that have done the contracts, and they may necessarily not have the right skill sets or insurances to actually provide those services. So example would be like church grounds, care homes. They might have a care home maintenance individual. So it's trying to open up introductions to those to make sure that they're fulfilling the legal requirements under the HSE, so that they understand and see whether we can help them provide those services. So it's just a case of hit the networking, build relationships, and talk to a lot of people just to try and get things moving forward.
Right. And I know you've been in the business and out of the business and come back in again, and you're re-establishing it. What have been your biggest learnings along the way, in terms of the business and about yourself?
Certainly. Could you say that again? So the two things for me that I'm going to take from that is that the first part is I've learned a lot of resilience. Me as an individual, self-employment is not for the faint-hearted. There's ups and downs. Certainly from a financial point, you can have good business coming in for a quiet period of time, and then you can have nothing and it goes. So that's the point where we're trying to focus on security and longevity of the business with the contracts. That's that part. The other part of that is a case of how can I say? What was the other part of the question? Sorry, there's two parts of
that. Yeah, it was what have you learned about your business, from your business, and also about yourself?
Okay, so in terms of the business, it's a case of that I need to look at more of coming away from being a climber, being hands-on, and that although I've got the skill level to still do the climbing and come in, I need more specialist people. It's hard to obtain people with the right skill set and mindset of the business model. So I think what I have to do for myself, and I'm being very reflective on this, because I have to take that risk away of giving that to somebody else, if that makes sense. I need to let somebody take what I do and become the lead climber and do the climbing as I grow the business and step into sort of management, put the suit on and start sort of developing the business from a contractual sort of side of things. And that's the hard bit, because the love of doing what you do in the trees to then going into corporate is a big step, because it's not that you're coming away from it. It's a case of that's what you love. That's where the adventure is. You know, and you know, most people can sit in a boardroom and have a chat about business and things like that. But I think once I'm wired the way I am, I need that adrenaline. I need to be climbing trees and, you know, doing that adventure stuff. So it's that fine balance, isn't it? I think. So that's I think for me to move forward, the points that I'm making is that I need to start looking at development of the company and recognizing that my skill sets are both suited in both angles, but I need to focus on the other side as opposed to physically doing, and then get my subcontractors to start doing the work for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And that I need to take more of my approach. It's splitting it down the middle, really. I'm very fit, and the other thing is that as you get older, that there's sort of a lifespan to climbing, but at the end of the day, it's that I'm still in that age gap where I'm still doing that. I'm physically fit and capable of doing that, but you know, it's about managing the balance between that. So once the work comes into that level, it's a case of making the focus to get skilled people in. And that's the other thing, is that's the hard part of it, is trying to find people with that skill level. There's a lot of people out there that have got qualifications. I think there's in our industry, there's a very big debate at the moment over NTCP and Lantra, two sort of like, I don't want to say governing bodies, because in our industry we have people that refer themselves as governing bodies, and the fact is that they are businesses that have created themselves as businesses, calling themselves national governing bodies. But what's happened in the industry is that people are finding favour to different qualifications. So there's not a standardisation of skill set, I think, is the right thing to say. This is quite controversial. What I'm saying here is that there's no standardisation, although they purport to do so. It's a case of there's a big difference between skill sets, and it's just finding the right people. And I think you get that with any business. To be fair, they're just some of the challenges that we face, isn't it? You know, moving forward.
Well, Jason, I wish you luck building a team of tree monkeys.
Yes, we're getting there. Anyway, I've got some good people around me, so it's good. It's looking very positive moving forward. We've got some good business coming in for the future. It's just a case of how we manage that moving forward, and building the teams and go from there.
Brilliant. Jason, thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you very much.